and welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Embers and today I am building a magical flower thingy-bob of a house. I don't know what to call it, but it ends up being a very super pretty house, or with a very super pretty back garden. And as I was taking the many screenshots for this house to put at the end of my video, I was going, oh my lordy baldy, this garden is so pretty. Let's take a photo of that, let's take a photo of that, let's take a photo of that. And then once I took all the photos of the exterior, the garden and the inside, I was like, wow, that's a lot of pictures. I gotta delete some of these because I can't put all of them against my video. It'll be way too long. But it's just so pretty. And when I do get to the screenshots, a lot of it is on the exterior of the build, like the gardening, because I do spend a lot on the outside. I do spend like a lot of time on the outside, and that's for two reasons. Because this build took me so long to do. And it's not like a complicated build, it's more due to the fact that I ran into two walls. One was bigger and thicker than the other, and the two walls were the gardening, because I'm not very good at gardening in The Sims 4. I'm kind of confused about how to create a good looking garden in The Sims 4. I think I've made a really pretty garden for this house. I'm so happy with it. It's super pretty. We have like little pockets of like an outdoor cinema and a greenhouse and a barbecue area and a fire pit and a little pretty secluded seating area with another pocket of like a wishing well, and it's super pretty. But as I was building this, I knew what type of garden that I wanted, like the style of garden that I wanted, but I didn't know how to achieve it and go about it in The Sims 4. So I spent a lot of time kind of procrastinating and putting off trying to do that, but more so the interior, because once I put down like the exterior wallpaper for this place and put like the roofing, and as I was putting the windows in, I was like, oh, it's really pretty exterior, but it means it has to have like a really pretty pastely soft kind of dreamlike interior. And I've done that in the past and it looks really pretty, and I've enjoyed doing it in the past, but I don't want to do it again. I've been there, done that, got the postcard, went back again to apologise to something that I may or may have not have done, and I don't want to do it again. Not now. I want to do something different, and the thought of doing a pastel interior really didn't float me boat, and I really didn't want to do it. And so I was like, okay, I have an idea of what type of style that I would like the garden to look like, but I don't know how to go about it. But the interior, no clue. I was clueless. So I spent a lot of time on the exterior of this build and with the gardening. So if you like that, that's great. You're going to have a nice time with this build. But when I do eventually go inside, I do come up with an interior that I'm actually quite happy with. It took a while to figure it out. Yes, I am aware that the interior doesn't quite match up with the exterior, because I kind of went for like greens and browns and slightly whimsical, but more like modern in a way, but still keeping it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. You need to see it. I really like it. Yes, I know it doesn't suit the exterior. The exterior and the interior don't quite match up, but for The Sims, I keep telling myself the exterior and the interior don't have to match up. I mean, there are plenty of houses that are in my area. They have a very beautiful Victorian period house, and then you go inside them, they're really, really modern. So the exterior and the interior doesn't always have to match up, especially in The Sims. I mean, this game you can do all sorts. You can get a vampire to drink blood from a Bonehilda who's a skeleton maid. I don't know how that works, but it can happen. So Why does the exterior has to like judge and control the interior? It doesn't have to do that. It shouldn't be like doing that. It can do whatever you bloody want. So I really like the interior. I know it doesn't match up, but I don't really bother me. That's the point. So yeah, I spent a lot of time on the exterior. I'm really happy with this build. I love the the back garden, and I know it's been a while me doing a build and a voiceover because, like I said, I hit a couple of walls, and as I was hitting a couple of those walls, I was doing and putting out some of my Black Widow challenge, and I've had a lot of fun doing those videos. They're a lot quicker for me to get out for you guys because I was like, okay, I'm not going to get this build out anytime soon, so I would love to get a video out. And I was watching lots of paranormal Let's Plays because that is the kind of stuff that I love, because it's paranormal, it's spooky, slightly creepy. And so I've been watching those Let's Plays, and it got me thinking about my own Let's Play. And it got me thinking about the Black Widow challenge, and I was like, oh, I had a lot of fun whilst I was doing that. And whilst this build was taking its down well time, I was like, let's just pick that back up again, because I was having a lot of fun with it, and I reminded myself I was so close to finishing it, and it'd be rude not to complete it, coming so close. And so I've been pushing out a lot of the Black Widow challenges, and yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Scarlett, she is nearly aging up. Scarlett is my Black Widow, and she is nearly aging up. Her aging bar is full. It is green. It is sparkly and green. And I got my sim, Scarlett, I got her to become pregnant because I'm hoping being pregnant delays the aging process. I'm hoping that does, because I am one sim away from completing this challenge. Yes, okay, I've still got to complete the charisma skill, but in the Black Widow challenge, your basic goal is to kill off 10 sims, reach the romantic aspiration, fulfill that, complete the cooking skill, so it's level 10, and complete the charisma 10 skill, so it's level 10. And I've done the cooking skill, I've done the aspiration, just got the charisma skill to go, and I'm only one away from getting my full 10 sims. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would get this far. There was at one point I was like, I'm not going to complete this, am I? I'm going to fail this absolutely miserably, aren't I? But I don't know how, but I managed to get up to 9 sims, and I'm now one away. We moved him in. I think we also got married to him in the last part, and said that all is left is for like a dinner party, cheat on him, and pop him into the death room, and then he's gone. I've also taken away Scarlett's bassinet, because she did have a bassinet in her apartment. I've taken that away, hoping that the game can't quite process a sim in labour, giving birth and aging up. I'm hoping it's too much for the game to handle, so it waits for when one of them is done. So I'm hoping that taking away the bassinet will also delay the aging process. And I'm just curious, what happens if your sim is pregnant and you don't have any money for your sim to buy a bassinet for whatever reason? You do like a Rags and Richard Let's Play, they got pregnant, and what happens when they don't have any money for a bassinet? What does the game do? Does the game just waits for a while and then pushes the baby out? I want to know. So that's another reason why I took away the bassinet, because I'm slightly curious. So you just saw me put down some fountains, and the reason why I put them down in the octagon shape, because every time I tried to pull at the fountain, it just dragged the upside down ceiling lights, which are clouds, which are these clouds lights. So every time I kept dragging the fountain, I kept moving them. It's like, no, if you move these clouds, I have to put them back using the tool mod, and I don't want to do that. because the tool mod, I absolutely love it. The thing that I found out with the tool mod is that if you drag out like a debug item and you're like, I don't know where I got this from, it's going to take me way too long to find it out and to figure out which pack it came from. You can just sort of like shift click on it to open up the tool mod menu, toggle active object, and then copy and paste it using the shift alt, and it copies it. I love that feature. That's brilliant, because a lot of the time I go, oh, this is really pretty, you know, like I come back to a build because it's been a long time, so I took a break, so it's like the next day, and I go, oh, this is really pretty. Where did I get that object from? It's like, oh, it's debug, isn't it? But what pack did it come from? I don't know. So yeah, that's great. Be able to actually clone objects is brilliant. And I moved forward slightly because I did do a bit of gardening. As you can see, I did pop down a few plants here and then with some rocks. I do delete those rocks and some of those plants, and that's the reason why I moved forward, because what's the point in showing you a little bit of gardening when I'm just going to delete it later? What's the point of me showing it to you when it's not going to be there in the final, like, ending result? So I do skip forward a little bit. The bridge, I'm really happy with the bridge, and I do move this house to a different lot, because as soon as I put the bridge in, I was like, there's not much front garden, there's not much maneuvering for like set stairs, because I was like, that terrain that I was doing to like pull it up to the height of the bridge there, I thought, that's just looking a bit messy and there isn't enough room for it, so I did have to move this lot. So this lot right now, it is in the Realm of Magic place. What's it called? I don't know. It's in the Realm of Magic world. Not the magical world, it is the greeny leafy one of the world. I can't remember what it's called, but this is where it's placed originally, but I do move it because like there's not enough room here. So I do move it to a really, really pretty lot in Willow Creek. I think that's the one. I think it's in Willow Creek. And you know, you got those two residential lots at the very back of the map, and it's all like really fancy, got like the bigger houses at the back there. It's around that area with the I don't know, it's sort of like riverfront a little bit. It's sort of like a pier. It's really nice, really pretty, and a lot more room for this house because it's a little bit squishy at the front. And the bridge, yes, the bridge. So there was another problem that I encountered once this house was finished, and I had to play test this house. Okay, I do admit sometimes I forget to play test some bits and pieces around the house. So for example, I may forget to play test like a kitchen, or like if your Sims can jump into bed. But I think with this house I play tested everything. But there was a bit of a problem because I was like, my Sim, she can't get inside the house. So to get inside this house, you have to go along the bridge, say hi to the back garden, and enter to a mystical magical portal that will then zip you up to the hallways, which is basically the middle walkway attaching the left bit of the house and the right bit of the house together. So that's where the entranceway is. But the third problem that I encountered with this build were the upside down ceiling heights that I'm using as clouds, because that's what it is. It's a cloud ceiling light. I've just turned it upside down so it actually looks like a cloud and not a ceiling light. And because they have like a big green like surface area or like circumference, your Sim will complain. Well, my Sim was definitely complaining about that. She couldn't walk past them, and I was like, and the fact was, she was saying Juliage, and she had like, I can't walk here, speech bubble or thought bubble above her head, but it wasn't telling me what the problem was, and it was kind of annoying me because I was looking like, nothing's in your way, and she was still going, Julie, I can't walk anywhere. And so I was like, what's in your way? And I've discovered it was the upside down cloud lights. And so to get over that problem and make sure she could actually walk over the bridge and actually get inside, I had to shrink the size of the clouds, but I wanted them to be kind of big so you know what they were. You're not going, what is that? It looks like candy floss. But so yeah, I had to shrink them slightly further down. Then as I was taking the screenshot, I was like, okay, we've got a debug tree in the way of the bridge, but that's fine, they can walk through it. But then I noticed there was like some low branches of the movie hangout tree that has like really pretty dangly lights. I noticed those branches were kind of getting in the way of the steps. I was like, seriously, my sim can walk through an actual tree branch, but not a circumference or surface area of a upside down ceiling light. It doesn't make sense. Another thing that doesn't make sense is that sims can occasionally walk through another sim if they're in their way. They can occasionally walk through another sim, but they can't, walk down a path because a bush is slightly in their way. I've had that problem. It's like, what's in your way? Nothing's in your damn way. The path is clear. What you're waving your hands in the air for? And it's been literally a bush. A bush that's been ever so slightly in their way. Is like, is that better? I'll shimmer it back a little bit. Is that better? Yes, it is. I also had another problem with another build that I've done. That was the Weasley Burrow house. And I was trying to get my sim just to test out the dining room area, make sure she can sit down. And my sim, she couldn't sit down on any of the dining chairs. I was like, I'm so confused, there's nothing in your way. And so she finally decided to tell me, after quite some time of trying to figure out what was in her way, that there was a rock in the way. This rock was outside in the garden, and it was nowhere near the back door where the dining room was. And I was like, what? This rock's outside, nowhere near the door. Why is that getting you in the way of a chair inside? But yeah, so play testing is annoying. I know you have to do it because it would be nice for people to download the house and have no problems. I do sometimes forget to play test the entire house, because sometimes I'm just like, I just want this to be gone. It's got too many problems, I spent too much time on it, I just want to move on. So yes, I do admit I sometimes forget stuff. But moving inside, I love this living room. I spent a lot of time in the kitchen. I had so many problems with the kitchen, and I couldn't figure out the kitchen at all. It was like, I don't know what to make the kitchen look like. And you might have noticed I haven't painted the walls. I'm furnishing, but I'm not painting the walls yet. And when I do paint the walls, I do spend a lot of time faffing around in the kitchen, because the kitchen you see now is not quite the kitchen you see at the very end in the screenshots. So the kitchen that I have at the very end of the screenshots has the Discovery University kind of limestone, sandstone wall covering, and then it has Island Living. It has the Island Living counters, so the counters that we have there, but I cover up the front of them with a picture that you can get of the gallery. So let's get a picture of some wood, and I thought that looked quite nice, but it took me so long to figure that one out. I spent so long trying to pick out the right kitchen look for this house, and I don't think it helps that I hate decorating kitchens. There's been a couple polls out on Twitter saying, hey, I just want to know what type of room is your favourite to decorate, and kitchens came up on top, and I was like, why? I find them so hard and difficult to do. It doesn't help that we have such a limited kitchen counters, and I understand the reason for that, because apparently kitchen counters, they have so many bits and pieces to them, and so that's why we don't have many kitchen counters. But I was like, why do so many people like decorating kitchens? They really do me nothing. But I prefer doing bedrooms, and bedrooms was the least favourite one to do. The reason why I love doing bedrooms is because if you have a certain style in mind, or you're building a house for a certain set of Sims, you want the communal area to be like appropriate for all. So for example, let's say style. If you've got like a certain style in like the 1920s, there are lots of different Art Deco styles that go into Art Deco. But you don't want all of them to be in the downstairs area, especially if you've got like a open plan layout like I normally have. So you don't want like every single style downstairs. So you want to keep it like cohesive, make sure it flows. And so you got to keep to like one style within the Art Deco style. But to the bedrooms, because they are closed off, you can now just go for it. So you can now explore the different style that's within the Art Deco style. You can now decorate that bedroom specific for that sim you may have in mind. Unlike the living room, because it's a communal space, it has to be a lot more toned down. Especially if you've got like a really characterful like sim, like just the one sim, but you can't really decorate that house just for that one sim when the rest of the sims are, a bit generic. So that's why I love doing bedrooms. You can be more creative in bedrooms, unlike the living room and the kitchen. And so I love decorate bedrooms in comparison to kitchens. I can't do kitchens in The Sims 4. I just don't know how. Especially with this one, I was like, I don't know, because I was clearly trying to go for like a magical, whimsical, cottagey feeling, but not going like really old. Trying to keep it a little bit modern, because I had a bit of a modern itch, even though I don't make modern builds. So I was having a bit of a modern itch, but I couldn't go like full on modern. I mean, I could do. I was saying that the exterior shouldn't control your interior. It shouldn't do that, but I didn't want to go full on modern. I really wanted to bring the flowery outside into the inside, And I found a really pretty flower wall, which I did upstairs in the living room. Oh, that's so pretty. And it had like all these mirrors, and I thought, oh, that's so pretty. We have like these flowers from Jungle Adventure. So I used that in the living room. I painted the living room like in a green colour. You do see me doing it. I love this bedroom. I love the two kids' bedroom. I think they're so pretty. This one, it has like really pretty purpley floral wallpaper. When I was building this, I didn't have the paranormal stuff pack or the nifty knitting stuff pack, but as I was taking the screenshots, I got both the paranormal stuff pack and the nifty knitting stuff pack for my birthday from my sister. So thank you. And as I was taking the screenshots, I was like, oh, some of the nifty knitting stuff could look really nice in these two kids' bedrooms. And there were a few blank spaces on some of the walls. I was like, oh, some of this nifty knitting could look quite nicer. So I do pop some of that in there as well. I'll also pop in a paranormal stuff plant. The plants in that pack are so pretty. And I've been playing on the paranormal stuff pack on a different save file with a family that I made up. I put an old guy in there as well. And they are living in the Disney Haunted Mansion that I built last Halloween. And they're just consistently hungry and absolutely knackered. But the old guy is knitting beanies for the spectres, and there's this cake that keep dropping. But my old guy, who's consistently tired, he refuses to eat it. I think there's something wrong with my old guy, because I have to keep re-saying him. He's not doing anything. But I'm having fun, despite the lack of sleep. and hunger, that they're doing all right. They're consistently eating garden salad and fruit salad because they set alight the kitchen 3 times in a row. So it's like, okay, no more cooking for you. You just eat salad for the rest of your life now. So I'm having fun doing that, and I do put up these beans. So I was like, they're kind of in my way, and I'm not too sure if they will disappear when you're playing. So I do put down spandrels. Now the problem with doing spandrels is that they drop down once they connect to the outer wall. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know if it's because of the very large trees that I have surrounding this house. I don't know, but it's kind of annoying. But this house just shouts out, give me some beams, and so I gave it some beams. Oh yeah, a nifty little trick there. So if you got some columns and they're refusing to lift up and you know they can go higher, then use the bracket key to lift them up and it pushes them up. So that's great to go. And yeah, I absolutely love this living room. I prefer the living room and the bedrooms compared to the kitchen. I mean, it's a nice kitchen. I just don't like decorating kitchens. It's a bit of a small kitchen, but it's got everything you need. I nearly forgot a sink. But I do put down a dishwasher. Oh, I also put down a bin. I put a bin in. So you do have that. So this is where I'm gonna leave you. So please like and subscribe if you haven't enjoyed watching, and I will hopefully see you on the next one. So thank you and goodbye.